Hello and welcome again to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will learn how to meal prep in a way that we can consume 100 grams of protein every day. Even if you're a working professional or someone like me who's trying to build muscles and consumes 120 grams of protein in a day, or if you are in your fat loss or weight loss journey, this overall meal prep is going to be a game changer. I am a toddler mom and I have lost 20 kgs twice. This time I have learned so much because of my child. I have to feed him also and feed myself also, so I cannot make multiple meals in a day. This is how I meal prep and keep and store it in my fridge and use it according to my convenience. This habit not only ensures that I take nutrition dense meals but also ensures that I stay consistent to my fitness journey. Imagine you are super hungry and when you open your fridge, you have everything ready. You just have to heat it up, plate it in your plate, and just consume. You save so much time, so much energy, and you also save yourself from ordering food from outside that may be a hindrance in your fitness journey. This meal prep is a non vegetarian version, so if you are a vegetarian, you can easily swap these protein sources with your vegetarian protein sources that can be tofu, paneer, soya nuggets, tempeh, or any other source of protein. It will also interest you to know that in this video, not only I have shared meal prep, but also I have shared different recipes which I curated through this meal prep. Make sure you stick to this video till end so you can learn how to consume 100 grams of protein in a day without any hassle, and also to learn meal preps that will make your life so easy that you can curate new recipes almost every single day. So without further ado, let's get started. So I start my meal prep with making a no oil vegetable pulao. To make this pulao, I have taken some basic vegetables. You can take any vegetable of your choice. You just have to soak your rice for half an hour and then add your soaked rice to a pressure cooker. Add your vegetables, add water according to the need, and then cover the lid. Cook for one whistle on high and one whistle on low. Meanwhile, the vegetable pulao is being cooked. I pre-boil eggs and store them in Ziploc pouches. For that, I am taking water in a saucepan. I am taking 12 eggs here. I will just add a little bit of salt to it and cook for 10 minutes. I am not a sweet tooth person, but there are days when I like to have something cold or sweet. For that, I make sure that I have some ready high protein popsicles in my fridge. These are such a great option to give to your toddlers also. It has 1 scoop of protein, it has yogurt, which is high in protein and good fats, and for sweetening, I have used dates. My son really loves and enjoys these popsicles, and I am also stress free about whatever I am giving to him is healthy and protein rich. The leftover, I store it in a glass container, freeze it, and scoop it out whenever I am short of popsicle. These are really good source of antioxidants, and this is going to add value to your fat loss journey or your muscle building journey. Not many of us have enough time to prepare fresh batters every time. So here is a pro tip. Buy batters from Instamart or Blinkit and then add it to your glass container, add a little bit of salt, and this is my superfood mix, the recipe of which I have provided in the end of this video, so make sure you watch till end. Add 4 to 5 spoons of this mixture to your batter and cover the lid and store it for another week. This mixture is a mix of oats, ragi, nuts, seeds, and is a great source of healthy fats and protein. This is the best option to take it in your breakfast, which will keep you satiated and full for longer hours. The vegetable pulao is now cooked. I will transfer it into an airtight glass container, allow it to cook for some time, and then cover the lid and store it for 3 days. Mostly, my rice is consumed within 3 days, and I make fresh rice in every 3 days. So, rice is something which I always keep in my fridge so that I use it as a main source of carb into my meals. I also preset a gravy for entire week so I don't have to spend enough time in kitchen every day preparing gravies, because I usually take rice, and with rice gravies go very well. It is very convenient as you can add any source of protein to this preset gravy and your meals get ready within 10 minutes. So as you can see, I have taken onions and tomatoes here, some garlic and ginger. The quantities you can see. All I have to do is add it to a pressure cooker, add some water, one whistle to high, one whistle low. This gravy is high in protein. I'll tell you how I make it high in protein. So to make it high in protein, I use Amul low fat paneer, which you will only get on their official website. Just open the can and remove the water of it and add it to the pressure cooker. It is very low in fat, and this is how I add 50 grams of paneer to the gravy. This is how I add extra protein to my gravies also. And the best part about it is that it gives a very creamy and soft texture to the gravy also. So you don't have to add cashews to eat nice and very creamy gravies. All you have to do is remove the skin of tomatoes and keep this aside to cool down. While it's being cooled down, let's make some ragi dough balls. See, I am not a roti fan because it is very inconvenient for me to need dough every day for just two rotis in a day. So there are days when I do crave for roti. So this is how I prepare ragi dough balls and store it in Ziploc pouches. The recipe is very simple. Just add equal quantities of water and ragi. Once the water starts boiling, add your ragi flour to it and simmer it for 10 seconds and just switch off the flame. Mix it really well and allow it to cool down for some time. Then knead it nicely. After that, you can make your dough balls. Dust a lot of flour to it, add it into your Ziploc pouches, seal it nicely, and freeze it. Now, whenever you are using these dough balls, make sure you thaw these dough balls very nicely so they can roll out nice. Otherwise, later they may even get even harder, and then it will be very difficult for you to roll because it will break. Now, later, when they become very hard, then is the time that you thaw them and add a little bit of water. Sprinkle just a little bit of water and then knead it once again. So, this is how you can very conveniently make millet rotis and choose millets over any other gluten. Now let's get back to our gravy, which is now cooled down. We just have to blend it into a fine puree and then we will convert it into a glass bottle, seal it and store it in our fridge. To use this gravy, you just have to add a little bit of oil, any tempering of your choice, then add the gravy in the measured quantity, and then add spices. Whichever gravy you are trying to make, you can also make palak paneer, you can also make methi, you can add different types of vegetables to this gravy. You can also make kadhai paneer out of it. Any Indian gravy you can easily make out of it, and you can also make pastas out of it. Isn't that amazing? If you're following me for long, you know that I pre-marinate all my proteins and store them in fridge for the week and use them according to my convenience. So today I am making chicken tikka, or you can also marinate paneer with the same ingredients. All the ingredients are mentioned on the screen. We just quickly give it a good mix and add our chicken to it one by one. Mix this all up really nicely and set this aside for half an hour to 1 hour to marinate. Meanwhile, let's prepare our galauti kebabs. To make chicken galauti kebab, I am using 500 grams of chicken mince. To it, I am adding Shan chicken seekh kebab masala, and the flavors are so immense that you will feel guilty of having such amazing meals in your fitness and muscle building journey. To it, we will add some bhuna besan and keep this aside. Now, if you're a vegetarian, you can make rajma ke galauti kebab using paneer with the same method, same recipe and same ingredients except for the chicken. You can even make kala chana ke kebabs. Now we will prepare our fish marination, and as you can see, I have mentioned all the ingredients on the screen. If you don't have parmesan, then it's better to skip it because no other cheese will go with this marination. Add a little bit of water and then blend it nicely into a smooth paste, and we will marinate our fish. So for fish, I have taken basa fillet here for the marination, and yes, I forgot to add garlic, so I am adding it now. You can add it while blending the puree. Rub it off and coat the fish very nicely, and then we will again keep this aside to marinate and let the flavors penetrate into the fish. Just wanted to tell you that I also pre-boil black chana and store it into fridge. Now since our eggs have been cooled down, we will store them in Ziploc pouches one by one very carefully so they don't break, and then seal the pouch and store them into the fridge. I also make buttermilk and store them in small glass bottles. I refill or remake them in every 2 days. The other way of making buttermilk is making the concentration of it so it requires less space in your fridge and also goes a little longer. For that, all you need is a concentration of curd with the jeera powder and black salt. Blend it nicely and then store it into a glass container and then use it according to your convenience. Now it's been quite long since I marinated the chicken, so we will cook it, roast it in air fryer. Some part I will cook and some part I will store it in Ziploc pouches. We will cook it at 200 degrees Celsius in an air fryer without using any oil. While our chicken is being cooked, let's cook our fish. You can store it in Ziploc pouches. I am cooking it because the quantity is too less and I will be able to consume it within 2 days. I am using a grilling pan for the fish. You can use any pan. Make sure it is non-stick so that the fish doesn't stick to it and the marination is cooked very nicely. As you can see, the chicken is little bit cooked and now I am adding a little bit of oil. We will put it back in the air fryer and get back to the fish. As soon the water evaporates, the fish is done. The fish is very fragile and gentle, so you have to, you have to make sure that you don't overcook it, because then it will be brittle, it will break, and the entire purpose will be dissolved. As you can see, I am also placing it into airtight glass containers, allow it to cool down. This water will turn into jelly, and whenever you will heat it, it will convert it into the liquid marination. Now we get back to our kebabs. We are making kebabs on a ceramic pan because we don't want it to stick. You can use a non-stick pan also. We don't add oil to kebabs because there is some amount of fat to it. So these kebabs are cooked without any added fat. I am born and brought up in Lucknow, and the kebab aroma is filling my home. This is making me feel so nostalgic. This is a dream meal prep for me for building muscles. So we are getting back to our chicken, which is now cooked, and we will just slice it up and store it into airtight glass containers. Before that, we will make sure that these are cooled down. So yes, I was saying that I am born and brought up in Lucknow, and I am a big time foodie also. So that's how I invented various recipes wherein I can do my fitness also and I can eat my meals that I have grown up eating. You'll be surprised to know that I'm a big time biryani lover and I make biryani very frequently. So, how can I eat biryani when I'm under my fat loss journey or muscle building journey? So, for that purpose, I invented a recipe that's a no oil biryani, and that's a Awadhi biryani. So, Awadhi biryani is a very different biryani but very similar to a Kolkata biryani. So, I made a biryani that has no oil, yet it tastes as it is, just like we get in our Lucknow. That's how I make that biryani, and I will make sure that I share that recipe with you all also. One such recipe you will find on my YouTube account. It's paneer tikka no oil biryani, but what I make as the Abdi biryani is a little different. It has some other steps also involved. Now, as you can see, I have added a malabari paratha beneath these kebabs so that the kebabs are moist throughout the storage and they are fresh. So finally, my meal prep for the week is ready. This is how the entire stuff looks like. And now we will switch over to the recipe part. But before that, let's see how I store everything in my fridge. So before storing my meal prep, I make sure that I clean my fridge from top to bottom. I store them and organize them in a way so I can see them throughout the week, and all the leftovers which I usually don't get because I measure my food and then cook. So I know how much quantity I am supposed to eat in a day and I cook accordingly. So whatever, just in case there is a leftover, I make sure that I store them in the lowest part of the fridge, and that's how I stored everything in my fridge. Now, when it comes to marinated Ziploc pouches, I always make partitions in it because partitions make it very easy for me to twist it and take out the required quantity, and then I don't have to thaw it every time. The whole, the whole marination, I don't have to thaw it and cook it at once. So that's how, like this, I make partitions and then I fold it and then I freeze them in fridge. Now once they are frozen, whenever I need it, I will just pull it out, I'll just twist it and it will break, and Ziploc, I'll open it and take it out. So Let's start the recipes with the breakfast meal, and I'm making spinach, egg, ragi dosa. So, as you know, we already prepared a batter which we stored in the fridge. It is a ragi batter which has superfood mix, which is highly beneficial for breakfast as it has fats, proteins, and it is very good for your breakfast meal as it will keep you satiated for long. I am adding podi powder to it or gunpowder to subside the taste of spinach and also to make it even more flavorful. To egg, I am adding some podi powder and a little bit of salt. Some days I also add cheese. You can eat every day, but some days I add, some days I don't. But my toddler really loves a cheese dosa and he accepts this breakfast happily. So you can also try this breakfast, and I am sure you are going to love it because this is a complete meal in itself and it provides a really good value to your breakfast. Now let's get to our lunch meal. For lunch, I'm cooking chicken tacos with lots of salad. Now, if you remember, I told you to marinate paneer instead of chicken. So, if you are a vegetarian, use your paneer here. I made a quick salad to top it up over the tacos. For the filling, I am using the chicken as you know. Now, I will cut it into long strips. And for the tacos, I am taking the ragi dough balls which I made yesterday. So it's very simple. The dough balls need to be thawed as I told you earlier. Just thaw these balls and roll it out into small chapatis. And if you want a good shape out of it, then use a katori to cut down the harsh edges and make it a perfectly round chapati. Now we'll simply cook this on a pan just like we do our normal chapati, and flip this over. Cook this from both sides on the same pan, and you don't need to do anything else. You will notice that they will puff up, and once they do, remove from the pan. And now we will work on the filling. I air fried the chicken for 2 to 3 minutes so that it gets warmed up and it's ready to eat. Now I'll just slice it up so that it fits well in the taco as you can see in the video. To this I will add a yogurt dressing which will be complementary to this dish. It won't make the dish too dry, and it will add flavor to it. And finally, I will finish it off with some salad which I prepared in the beginning. Now, if you are a vegetarian, then you must have prepared your paneer tikka or roasted paneer. Then you are advised to use that paneer for this ragi taco. And trust me, you're going to love it. It will be high in protein, very satisfying, very filling, and it's a great option for your tiffin boxes, for lunch boxes, and for quick snacking also. So any day anytime, these are very affordable for you when everything is ready in your fridge. So just cut some salad, warm up and heat up some paneer, and you are good to go with these mini tacos. Now we'll head to the dinner part. And for dinner, I made a 10-minute chicken masala curry. As you know, everything was ready, and I just had to add a tadka and masala to this dish. So for tadka, I've used kasuri methi and green chili. The gravy, which was already prepared, I added to it. You know, it's a high protein gravy in itself. To this, I added few masalas, which was red chili powder, garam masala, salt. That's it. Cook this really well until the oil separates. After this, we will reduce the gravy and add our thawed chicken to it. I thawed chicken half an hour before because I knew I was about to cook this recipe. Now to this gravy, I will add the chicken and cook this all together. Let the chicken cook nicely, and once it's done, it will appear something like this. Now is the time when I will add some chopped coriander to it. And if you are eating it with roti, you can keep it dry. But if you want, you can make it a little semi gravy or a curry. So, to make the curry, we will add a little bit of water and adjust the consistency according to your need. Now, to plate this recipe, I have taken 100 grams of rice and the chicken, and of course, the salad, which is also essential part for your weight loss. It adds volume to your food, and the fibers keep you full for long. So, I had some leftover taco salad which I made. I thought to utilize it for this plating. So, this is how my entire meal looks like for the dinner. Now, with the same gravy, I made egg curry. Basically, I'm sharing all the ideas which I made through this meal prep. So, in lunch, I made egg curry, I made ragi roti with it, with the same dough balls that I had already prepared in my fridge. This is how the entire meal looks like. Now, something that I made in breakfast was this chutney, and the recipe is on the screen. I made palak paneer paniyaram with the batter, which was the last batch I was left with. So I thought of making some tasty paniyaram, which was really appreciated by my toddler. And now, because these are high in protein, it will keep you full and satiated for long. So, as you know, I find different ways of creating high protein recipes. This is how our breakfast meal looks like. Now, I also made black chana and soya kebab. I stored black chana also. Other thing, I made spinach egg omelette, and I made some curry also. The curry was made from the gravy which was already preset, which was high in protein. I used soya nuggets instead of pakoras, which usually normally we eat. So to this I added soya chunks to make it high in protein. Let me know in the comments if you want some detailed recipes of these meals which I made. Now, with the last batch of chicken, I made some no oil chicken tikka biryani, which was a superb recipe, and it came out so amazing, so well, that I was really appreciated for this biryani. Not even a single drop of oil this recipe had. So, yeah, that's what I created with this meal prep. There were several other recipes which I created, but I couldn't share it. I couldn't shoot it. So, that's all. Now, let's get to the recipe for the seeds and nuts mix. So, as you can see, I have listed all the ingredients on the screen with the quantities. So, you just have to combine everything in a pot, in a wok, and you have to roast it until it starts spluttering and releases its oil and aroma. Transfer this to a plate and allow this to cool down very nicely. Once this cools down, you just have to grind this in a mixer grinder into a fine powder, and then you can store this into an airtight glass container and store this in fridge for a month approx. However, you shouldn't be storing it for a month and should be consuming with every week's meal prep. These ingredients should go in your body. Now, as you can see, I have stored this in an airtight glass container. I will keep this in fridge and I will use according to the convenience. With the leftover ones, I decided to make some laddus for my toddler and he absolutely loves it. Just in case if you are new here and if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, then please do subscribe, because on my YouTube channel you will get some amazing content over fitness, meal preps, recipes, for busy professionals, for working professionals, for toddler mothers. There is so much that I have to share with you all, and about this lovely place where I live in. I live in Goa, and this place is beautiful, and I'm sure you would love some amazing glimpses from this place. So I come here for my morning 10k steps, and I get to see some amazing views, some amazing landscapes, which I'm sure you guys will also love. Above all, I have a very disciplined life. I wake up at 4 in the morning and I sleep at 9:30. My son sleeps at 7:30. So this is how we live a very disciplined life. And so on my YouTube channel you will get to see some amazing content on my different routines, what my child eats in a day and how I fulfill his routine as a toddler, plus my morning routine, evening routine, night routine, workout routine, my skincare routine, and what I eat in a day, how much protein I take, how do I fulfill, how do I stay consistent and motivated for my fitness journey. Everything bit by bit I will share with you guys. It's just that I need to know that this video was helpful for you, and if you want me to create more such content, then please comment and let me know that this video was helpful for you. If you have any queries, then please feel free to ask, because I will try to answer maximum queries as I could. This is just one video, and there is more such content coming over, so make sure you stay tuned. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.